For 500 years, the Zarelian Empire ruled the stars. Their ships were the fastest, their weapons were the deadliest. Their warriors were trained from birth. Every planet they attacked fell within hours. Every enemy that rose against them was crushed. The galaxy called them invincible. Until the day they entered Sector 9, it started as a normal operation. Zarelian scouts reported strange signals from the outer rim, a quiet part of the galaxy known as the Empty Edge. Most believed it was just another unclaimed system, maybe with some old ruins or pirates hiding. The Zarelians, proud and fearless, sent their third battle fleet to investigate. 30 warships, each one armed with plasma cannons, shield walls, and cloaking drives. These were not explorers, these were hunters, destroyers. The fleet commander, General Sornkal, laughed as they approached the unknown region. "No one has ever challenged us," he said. "This will be easy." It wasn't. 2 hours after entering Sector 9, all communication was lost. At first, Command thought it was a technical problem. Then they sent a second fleet, 10 fast response ships. They disappeared too. Panic started to grow. Zarelian High Command sent drones, stealth probes, anything they could, but none returned. The data always stopped in the same place, near a small star system with no name. Just a single planet with a blue atmosphere. That's when fear spread. For the first time in centuries, the Zarelians felt fear. Other empires noticed. The Karth Dominion, who had once lost a war to the Zarelians in 2 weeks, suddenly began reinforcing their borders. Trade routes near Sector 9 were shut down. The Galactic Senate met in secret. Whispers of the silent sector grew louder. What? Power could destroy a full Zarelian fleet? Some said it was a black hole. Others believed it was an ancient AI weapon, left over from a forgotten war. A few scholars spoke of legends, of a planet long hidden, whose people once challenged the old empires and vanished. But those were just stories, right? Then, something even stranger happened. One of the lost Zarelian ships returned, half-burned, broken, floating near a mining station on the edge of the rim. Rescue crews brought it in. The hull was ripped open like paper. The inside was silent. All crew members were dead, except one, a junior officer. His name was Kale Zor. He was found curled up in a weapons locker, shaking. His mind was gone. Doctors said he was suffering from severe trauma, but he repeated one thing over and over again. They watched us. They let us fire. Then, they ended us. They weren't angry. They weren't afraid. They were just done waiting. He never spoke again. The Zarelians tried to cover it up, but it was too late. The video logs from the ship were leaked. What they showed shocked the entire galaxy. The fleet fired first. Plasma waves, missiles, all aimed at a blue planet. Nothing hit. Something, no one could explain what, stopped the attacks mid-space, like time had frozen. And then, white lights surrounded each Zarelian ship. One by one, their systems shut. Down. Shields collapsed. Engines exploded from inside. Not a single enemy ship was seen. Just light. And silence. And then, darkness. The video ended with General Sornkal screaming orders, before his bridge vanished in a white flash. After that, the galaxy changed. The Zarelians withdrew all forces near Sector 9. For the first time, they admitted defeat. The rest of the galaxy watched carefully. No one dared to enter the silent sector again. Every empire, every species, every power paused because something was out there, and whatever it was, it had defeated the invincible. Some began to search old star maps to compare the location of the attack with ancient routes. A few researchers whispered the name of a long-forgotten world. Earth, a planet no one had seen in over 1,000 years. A planet humans once called home. The galaxy stayed quiet after the fall of the Zarelian fleet. No one sent ships to Sector 9. No one dared to follow the path where 30 warships had vanished. That part of space was now called something new. The Silent Sector. It was more than a name. It was a warning. Trade routes were changed. Stations near the sector were shut down. Messages from passing drones became short and strange. Words cut off. Signals scrambled. Files corrupted. And soon, even those stopped. The silence began to spread. A mining station on the edge of the sector stopped responding. Then a science outpost. Then a deep space telescope. All gone, without a single alarm or warning. Panic returned. The Galactic Senate gathered once again, this time with fear in their eyes. They met on a moon far from any empire. No guards, no recordings, only top leaders and their trusted advisors. 1. Question filled the room. What is in the silent sector? Some said it was a natural force, a new type of radiation, a hidden black hole. But others, those who had seen the Zarelian wreckage, those who read the strange survivor's last words, they believed something far worse. An intelligence. Watching. Waiting, a name began to float around. Quietly, carefully, Earth. No one had seen Earth in over 1,000 years. It had vanished from all maps. Long ago, humans left the galactic stage. Their colonies broke, their people scattered. Some said they destroyed themselves. Others said they went dark on purpose. But now, Earth's location matched the spot where the Zarelians died. Could it be true? The Senate had to know. A team of expert researchers, neutral, non-military, was sent to study old data. They looked at ancient star charts, scanned forgotten records, broke into sealed archives, and finally, they found it. An old transmission, over 1,200 years old, faint, almost erased by time. It showed a human general standing on a war-torn world, speaking to an alien council. We asked for peace. You gave us chains. Now we walk away. And when we return, you will not be ready. Then the screen went dark. The researchers were stunned. Earth hadn't been destroyed. It had warned the galaxy, and then disappeared. Why? What were they preparing for? Before the team could send a full report, their station lost power. The emergency beacon was triggered. A nearby cargo ship received one last message. They are not sleeping. They are not gone. They are watching. The researchers were never found. Now the whispers turned into fear. The Zarelians, the strongest empire, had fallen. Silent ships were moving in deep space. Drones vanished. Stations went dark. Messages warned of something ancient, hidden, and powerful. And one name kept coming back. Earth. Some leaders wanted to attack, send everything they had to destroy the planet before it was too late. But others warned against it. If the Zarelians failed, one senator said, what chance do we have? No one had an answer, so they waited and watched. But something strange happened next. In the middle of a quiet night on the Senate moon, every screen flickered, a signal played across all systems, military, civilian, encrypted, private. One voice spoke, a human voice. We are not your enemy, but we are not your prey. Do not enter our skies again. Then the signal cut. Just 5 seconds, no ship, no name, no face, but the meaning was clear. Earth had returned, not with weapons, not with war, just with a warning. And suddenly, the galaxy felt very small. Empires began to pull back. Fleets moved away from the silent sector. Scientists deleted Earth from modern maps again, hoping it would disappear like before. But it was too late. The galaxy had seen the white light, the vanishing fleets, the silence, and now they heard the voice. The silent sector was no longer just a place. It was a shadow over every empire. A question no one could answer. What had humanity become? And more importantly, why were they back? It began with a glitch. A small star map used by a merchant ship suddenly showed an old red mark in Sector 9. A planet label appeared for 3 seconds, then vanished. The crew didn't think much of it until it happened again, and again. Then, other ships saw it too. Scientists checked their charts and found the same thing. A blue planet, marked long ago with a single word: Earth. That word hadn't been seen on modern star maps for over 1,000 years. Most believed it was deleted from all galactic records, but now, it was showing up on its own. One engineer tried to delete it. The file reappeared 10 minutes later. Something, or someone, was putting Earth back into the galaxy's memory, and it wasn't asking permission. Across the galaxy, panic spread like fire. In the inner worlds, governments began scanning for signals from Sector 9. In the outer colonies, smugglers refused to fly near the edge. Even the Zarelian Empire, still recovering from its defeat, raised all defenses along its border. But the strangest reaction came from the scholars. On the ancient library moon of Kelvaran, hidden deep under a stone vault, the keepers found a sealed human book, written before Earth vanished. The last sentence said, "One day we will return, not to conquer but to remind you who we are." That same night, a lone pod drifted into orbit around Kelvaran. It was black, silent, and cold. Inside was a single data crystal, no engine, no thrusters, no signs of who sent it. The keepers played the message. A clear, calm human voice spoke. "Your maps forgot us, but your mistakes never did." The voice said nothing more. After that, Earth's name began appearing everywhere, on trade maps, military scans, AI simulations. It couldn't be removed. Even when someone wiped the data, it would return after an hour, glowing faint blue. Dark Galactic Public noticed. News channels picked up the story. Earth reappears. Are the lost humans back? Who are they now? Did Earth destroy the Zarelians? No one had answers. But the theories spread fast. Some believed Earth was using forgotten technology, something far beyond what the galaxy understood. Others thought humans had merged with machines and become something new, something alien. One report claimed to intercept a deep space code written in an ancient Earth language, binary. The translation read, "They came to take. We learned to stop them." The Senate tried to calm the public. They called Earth a ghost planet and said there was no proof of intelligent life. But no one believed them, not after what happened next. 3 cargo ships were traveling near the silent sector. Suddenly, a white light blinked in the distance, just once. Then their engines shut down one by one, their controls froze. But the ships weren't harmed. They drifted for 10 minutes. Then, just as suddenly, the systems turned back on. Nothing was taken. No damage done. But a new file was found on each ship's computer. It was a digital star map. All of them showed one thing: Earth, circled in red, labeled Observation Complete. That was it. No one knew what it meant. Was Earth watching them? Studying their ships? Their tech? And if so, why? Across the stars, one message became clear. Earth wasn't hiding anymore. They were sending signals, quietly, without violence, but with perfect control. Now the galaxy had a decision to make. Do they try to talk to Earth? Do they try to attack first, before Earth does something worse? Or do they leave Earth alone and hope it goes quiet again? But deep inside the Senate chambers, one leader stood and said what everyone feared. We are no longer the center of the galaxy. Something stronger is awake, and we don't know what they want. That leader's planet vanished 3 days later. No explosion, no signal, just gone. Every ship sent to search came back blind. All sensors failed. Every recording erased. One probe managed to return with a single image burned into its memory. A blue world, floating in silence, watching. And suddenly, the stars didn't feel safe anymore. For weeks, the galaxy waited. Empires paused their wars. Pirate fleets vanished into hiding. Trade slowed. Even black markets grew quiet. No one wanted to be the next to disappear. Everyone watched the silent sector. Everyone feared Earth. Then, it happened. A high-ranking fleet commander from the Krell Dominion sent 3 scout ships into Sector 9. He wanted answers. He didn't trust the old stories. He believed humans were a myth. His ships entered the outer rim of the silent sector. 1 hour later, they came back, but the ships were not the same. They were perfectly intact. No damage, no signs of battle. But inside, empty. No crew, no weapons, not a single living thing. Only one message, written across every display screen inside the lead ship. You were warned. That message repeated for exactly 60 seconds, then deleted itself. Nothing else was found. The Krell commander demanded action. He called for war against Earth, but his own people refused. Too many had seen what happened. Too many remembered the Zarellian fleet. The message was clear. Stay away, but not everyone listened. Soon after, a small group of mercenaries, famous across the galaxy for destroying rebel colonies, announced they were entering the silent sector. They laughed at the warning, posted videos, wore armor made from old human relics. They wanted to hunt legends. They wanted to show the galaxy that Earth was just a story. Their live broadcast began as they crossed the border. The stars looked normal. Their scanners worked fine. No signals. No threats. Then the light changed. Suddenly, everything outside the ship turned white. Not blinding, but endless. It was like the stars were erased, like the ship was flying through nothing. The crew panicked. One tried to turn the ship around, but it was too late. The feed went black. Their ship was never found. Only their final audio was recovered. It played just 6 words. They're here, watching. Don't come closer. That was the last time anyone entered the silent sector without permission. Now, the galaxy believed, Earth was not sleeping. Earth was not broken. Earth was something else now. And finally, Earth spoke. A new signal was broadcast. Strong, clear, untraceable. It played in every language, every screen, every corner of space. No introduction, no demands, just a voice. Human, calm, cold. You chased us. You feared us. You used our blood to power your ships. You erased our name. But we remember everything. This is your only warning. Do not return. We will not speak again. Then silence. Real silence. Sensors in nearby systems stopped working. AI cores shut down for 1 full minute. Warp drives reset. Space stations lost power, just long enough for everyone to feel helpless. When systems returned, every screen showed a single image. A blue planet, glowing in the dark. No label. No message, just Earth. The warning had been given, and the galaxy trembled. In secret, the leaders of powerful empires met again. They no longer asked what happened to Earth. They asked, what did we make Earth become? One ancient historian, half blind and forgotten by most, stood up in that meeting and said, we turned a garden into a grave, and the grave learned to speak. In the heart of the Galactic Archive, deep beneath layers of locked vaults and forgotten codes, a document was uncovered. It was old, too old for digital systems. It was printed on paper, human paper, sealed inside a metal case marked Due. Not open, treaty status, void. For 1,000 years no one had looked at it. Until now, the document was the last known peace treaty between Earth and the Galactic Council. The title was simple, The Final Accord. The terms were clear and shocking. It said Earth would leave galactic space, go silent, and never return. In exchange for one promise. Humanity shall not be hunted. Not for resources, not for slavery, not for sport. A single law. A final warning, and the Council broke it. Records showed that only 80 years after the treaty, human colonies were attacked, their technology stolen, their people captured or erased. Earth never responded, but it never forgot. The Council had believed Earth was weak, broken, forgotten. But Earth was watching, and now that old broken promise was the reason fear spread across the stars. The surviving empires called a secret meeting. No press, no recordings. Only 5 species were allowed to join. The oldest, the strongest, the most scared. Their question was simple. Can we fix what we broke? But before they could answer, every light in the room flickered. A new message appeared on the central table's holo display. No one had connected it. No one had called. It was Earth. Again. But this time, there was no voice. Just video. A slow, silent recording. It showed an old human colony, burning. Ships marked with alien symbols bombarded homes. Civilians screamed. Soldiers fell. Then the image changed. It showed a human child, maybe 7 years old, hiding under metal wreckage. Alone, scared, bloody. She looked directly at the recording drone and whispered one word. Remember, the video ended. Silence filled the room. One by one, the leaders looked away from the screen. The message was clear. Earth didn't want war. It wanted justice, but it would take war to get it. And then, something unexpected happened. In the skies above the Council's meeting planet, a rift opened, not an explosion, not a wormhole, just space, tearing. Out of the rift came a ship. Black, smooth, shaped like a spear, silent, no signals. No lights, no name. It hovered in orbit, watching, not attacking, not moving. The Council panicked. Fleets were launched, missiles aimed, but then, all weapons shut down. Without a sound, every engine in the defense fleet powered off. Shields collapsed. AI cores went silent, and the black ship remained untouched. One line of text appeared across every battle screen. We do not break promises. You did. Then the ship turned slowly and left. No attack. No demands, only a reminder. The treaty had been broken, and now Earth had returned to collect. Across the galaxy, civil unrest began. Soldiers questioned orders. Citizens demanded answers. Protests filled spaceports. A movement was born. Alien. Species who supported Earth. They called themselves the Remembered. They believed Earth wasn't seeking revenge. It was seeking balance. They began spreading the truth. Old records, footage, evidence of what was done to humans long ago. One message echoed across the stars. If Earth wanted to destroy us, it already could have. But still, some refused to listen. Some wanted to strike first, before Earth decided to strike back, and in secret. One empire began building a weapon, bigger than anything seen before. A weapon they believed could destroy an entire planet. Their target was clear: Earth. But they forgot something very simple. Earth remembers everything. Long ago, before Earth vanished from the stars, a treaty was signed. Back then, the galaxy was different. Earth was strong, but tired. It had survived too many wars, lost too many people, and trusted too few allies. So, in the final meeting with the Galactic Council, Earth made a choice. They would disappear. On one condition. The treaty was clear and simple. Earth will leave. The galaxy will leave Earth alone, forever. It was signed by 10 great empires. They all agreed. They all promised. But within 100 years, that promise was broken. One by one, small human colonies, those that hadn't made it back to Earth, were attacked. Ships vanished. Settlements were burned. Survivors were taken and never returned. Some empires denied it. Others blamed pirates. A few simply said, humans were too dangerous to be left alone. And Earth? It said nothing. Not a word. Not a warning. It simply disappeared. Until now. Now Earth was back, and the galaxy finally remembered the treaty they had broken. In a deep vault beneath the Galactic Senate, someone found the original agreement. A dusty relic buried under 1,000 years of secrets. When they opened it, 2 things stood out. One was Earth's final line: we will never strike first, but we will remember who does. The second was a forgotten seal, a red circle with Earth inside, surrounded by 10 stars, the 10 who signed the pact. Only 5 of those civilizations still existed. The rest had all vanished. Now the galaxy began to fear something worse than war. Justice. Suddenly, across dozens of star systems, strange events began. A Zorath warship patrolling near the edge of the silent sector vanished without a trace. Its last message? We saw something human-shaped but too large watching us. A mining station belonging to the old Velkan Empire woke to find a new tunnel dug deep into the rock. At the end of it was a message burned into the wall. This world was once ours. And then came the signal. It was not a broadcast. It was a memory. Somehow, every council member across different species and planets saw the same vision in their minds, a ruined human city. Bombs falling, children crying, soldiers fighting to protect civilians. Then, silence, and a single sentence burned into the sky above the broken city. Treaties are not forgotten, only broken. The panic was instant. Emergency meetings were held, fleets were repositioned, AI defense systems were upgraded, but it was already too late. Earth was not preparing for war. It was already inside the galaxy, watching, listening, choosing. One senator from the Varnak Republic said aloud, "What no?" One wanted to believe, Earth is not here to fight us unless we force it to. They are here to make us remember what we did. But others didn't agree. The Tarsan Dominion, once proud co-signers of the treaty, announced they were building a planet killer, a weapon large enough to destroy Earth completely. They said it was their only chance. They called it Project. Final Sun. Construction began in secret. 2 weeks later, the entire space station vanished. No explosions, no warning. No debris, just gone. Only one thing was found floating in the void where the weapon was being built, a single metal tablet. On it, carved in perfect human letters. We will not fire first, but we will always finish what you begin. That was Earth's second message, and everyone understood it now. Earth wasn't hiding anymore, it was waiting. They called it Project Final Sun, a weapon so large it could destroy an entire planet in one shot. Built in secret, far from the core worlds, protected by fleets, hidden inside a dark nebula where light itself moved slower. The goal was simple: destroy Earth before it struck first. The Council claimed it was only a last resort. But the truth? They were afraid. Earth had not attacked. Earth had not spoken again. But Earth had made one thing clear. It remembered who broke the treaty. And now, the builders of Project Final Sun wanted to erase that memory forever. The weapon was almost complete. It had 6 super reactors, a moon-sized barrel, and armor built from black matter alloys. It needed 1 more week to charge. Then, it vanished. No alarms, no distress calls. One moment it was there, guarded by 15 destroyers, and the next, just empty space. No wreckage, no explosion. Every escort ship was found drifting, powerless. Their crews were missing. Only one object was left behind, a single piece of shattered steel floating in space. On it, burned in black fire. "We warned you. This was mercy." The galaxy froze. News spread fast. Project Final Sun was gone. So were the scientists, the engineers, even the admirals in charge. No one claimed responsibility, but everyone knew who did it: Earth. And still, Earth said nothing. No war, no invasion, just silence, and one missing superweapon. But that wasn't the end. The next day, across more than 300 systems, people awoke to a strange sound on every screen, every device, every comlink. It was music, old Earth music. A calm, slow piano playing over the sound of rain. Then came the voice. Not angry, not cold, just calm, human. "You built a weapon to destroy us. We took it. You may build another. We will take that too. We are not here for war. But you keep choosing it." Then the music faded. The rain stopped, and one final sentence appeared on every screen. "We remember peace. Do you?" The message vanished. But it left something behind: fear and doubt. Some believed Earth was bluffing, but others began to question everything. One retired general from the Zaltari Union gave a public speech, broadcast live. They could have used that weapon. They didn't. They could have killed us when we were blind. They didn't. Maybe they're not our enemy. Maybe we're theirs. Suddenly, protests began across the galaxy. Not against Earth, against the Council. People demanded to know the truth. Why was the treaty broken? Who started the human hunts? Why is Earth treated like a threat when it hasn't fired a single shot? Civil unrest spread. Some planets refused to send troops. Others refused to fight Earth at all. And in the middle of this chaos, the stars shifted. Literally. Astronomers from 5 empires all reported the same thing. A large cluster of stars had moved. Just slightly. Just enough. It wasn't natural, and in the center of that shift, a new signal appeared. It was Earth, again. But this time, it wasn't a warning. It was an invitation. Coordinates were shared, a location no one had visited in centuries, an ancient battlefield, a place where humans were once betrayed. Now, Earth wanted a meeting there, just one. Send your bravest, send your leaders, but only those who seek truth, not war. The invitation would expire in 7 days. After that, Earth would decide what came next. The galaxy hesitated. Earth had sent an invitation, but no one knew if it was a trap. The coordinates pointed to a forgotten part of space, a cold, empty zone known only as Site Zero. Long ago, it was the place where humanity fought its last great battle before vanishing. Back then, the Council called it a cleansing mission. They said humans were resisting peace, but now, old data logs told a different story. They told of betrayal, of a planned ambush, of humans asking for peace and being answered with fire. Now, Earth had invited the galaxy back to that same place, to talk. Only 5 ships accepted the call. Each carried one delegate. Leaders, warriors, scholars, people known not for hate but for courage. The trip was silent. No music, no messages, just empty space. And fear. As the ships approached Site Zero, their scanners picked up something strange. The wreckage was still there. Massive human warships, broken and burned, frozen in time. Council fighters, too, thousands of them, drifting in silence. It was like the battlefield had been locked in place for 1,000 years, and at the center, a new object, a small human station, simple, black, silent, no weapons, no shields. Just one glowing platform. When the 5 delegates stepped onto it, the platform activated, not with sound, but with memory. Each delegate saw a different vision, personal, powerful. One saw human doctors treating alien children during a plague. Another saw soldiers laying down weapons, choosing peace over victory. The third saw the moment Earth agreed to leave, signing the treaty with a tired, sad smile. And then they all saw the same thing. A council fleet attacking a human transport ship. Even after the treaty had been signed, families, civilians, scientists, gone. And Earth said nothing. Until now. A voice echoed across the station, not angry, not loud, just human. You asked why we left. You ask why we remember. Now you've seen it. One of the delegates, a war historian named Terrell, dropped to his knees. He whispered, "We were wrong. All these years, we blamed them." The station responded, "Earth does not seek revenge. Earth seeks truth and justice." Then one last vision appeared, a human child standing in a burned forest, looking up at the sky, holding a torn flag. She said one word, "Peace," and the platform went dark. When the delegates returned to their ships, something had changed in them. Terrell spoke first. He opened a galaxy-wide broadcast, no encryption, No lies. He told everyone what he saw. He told the truth. And the truth hit hard. Billions watched. Some cried, some protested, others fell silent. But the galaxy was no longer united against Earth. Now, it was divided for Earth. Entire fleets refused to move. Commanders left their posts. New flags were raised, white and blue with a circle of stars around a single dot, Earth. The remembered movement grew overnight. More planets joined, and Earth remained quiet. But across the galaxy, people began hearing a short message, just 3 words, "We see you." It came from nowhere. It came from everywhere, no threats, no force, just presence. And when asked what they thought Earth would do next, Terrell simply answered, "They gave us a chance to choose, to fix what we broke. I only hope we're not too late." Because somewhere in the dark, human ships were still watching, still waiting. The galaxy held its breath after 1,000 years of silence, after broken treaties, vanishing fleets, and strange warnings. Earth had said almost nothing, until now. It began as a whisper, just a pulse through the void. Then, across every system, every starport, every home, the stars blinked one by one, then all at once. And then, Earth spoke. No screen turned on. No voice came through a speaker. The words arrived straight into the minds of all who listened. They were not loud, but they were unforgettable. You forgot us. Then you feared us. And then you tried to erase us. We did not forget you. Across council chambers, battle stations, and refugee colonies, people stopped moving. Earth's voice continued, calm and steady. We left because we were tired of war. We gave you a chance to grow without us, but you chose lies. You hunted our lost. You broke peace, again and again. Still we waited. Now we see the ones who still believe in peace. We see the ones who speak truth. We see the ones ready to change. To them we say, you are not our enemy. But those who continue to build weapons for war, who erase the past, who seek to rule with fear, we will not allow it. Not again. Then came the moment no one expected. The stars shifted. Again, not by force, but by design. Thousands of hidden ships revealed themselves, human ships, different from anything the galaxy had seen, smooth, silent, glowing like they were made of light itself. No names, no flags, just presence from the edge of black holes, from the quiet of forgotten moons, from the ashes of ancient battles. Earth's fleet had been everywhere, watching, preparing, not for war, but for the decision that had to be made. And now it was here. The final message came. Choose now, peace with truth, or war with lies. Then silence. The ships remained, motionless, waiting. Across the galaxy, governments fell, new ones rose, the remembered movement, those who chose peace, with Earth grew into a wave of change. Treaties were rewritten. Old crimes were confessed. Ruins once denied were now honored, and slowly, Earth ships began to vanish again, one by one. Not because they were hiding, but because they were no longer needed. Earth had spoken, and it had been heard. But one question remained. Where was Earth now? No one knew. The planet was never found. No signal came from Sol. It was as if Earth itself had become something more, something beyond the maps, beyond revenge. Maybe Earth wasn't a place anymore. Maybe it had become a message, a memory, a warning, a promise. And across the stars, in every classroom, every book, every new child born into peace, one phrase would be taught forever. Earth remembers. The end.